we're going to start off with talking specifically about Daniel Dubois' opportunity in this fight against Oleksandr Usyk. Big fight, massive fight. First time the 4 belts have been on offer for a British fighter on British shores. Daniel Dubois going into this fight in relation to the first fight is a different fighter now, isn't he, Derek?
Yeah, deja vu, because the last time we were here, we thought Anthony was going to win.
we did, mate.
Yeah.
We did.
Yeah.
Listen, he's a different fighter, but he's fighting one of the best fighters, pound for pound.
What's different about him in your view? I mean, you've seen him fight since that fight against Usyk. He's fought Jarrell Miller.
Yes.
He's fought Filip Hrgović, and he's demolished Anthony Joshua.
Yeah.
So what is different about him? Is it just confidence?
He's just starting fast and going for
right.
it. Yeah. He's not trying to sit back and then warming up into the fights anymore. If you look at Jarrell Miller in Saudi Arabia, he started fast. You look at what's his name, Hrgović, he started fast. You look at Anthony Joshua, he started fast. So he's just going.
Took some punishment against Hrgović, though, didn't he?
Not much, but he was just using that double jab, just going. So.
I mean, when you look at the fact he's fighting, I mean, the last time he was at Wembley, he was an underdog. And you rightly pointed it out, Derek, that most people were suggesting that Anthony Joshua was fully rehabilitated and was going to deal with Daniel Dubois. And he walked into an environment as an underdog with 96,000 fans, the bulk of them, waiting to put the crown back on Anthony Joshua's head. He wasn't fazed by it. He goes back into this environment as the underdog again. Do you think that works in his favour?
No, the AJ's fight was a good fight. I was there.
Yeah, me too.
I think what happened with AJ was just like everything was just not his way. He got to the stadium late. He was stuck in traffic for about 2 hours. I'm just making excuses.
But that's AJ. But the pressure that must have been on Daniel Dubois to some extent.
Yeah, pressure. He had too much pressure.
No one there to support
him.
you.
No, but there was support he had. He didn't have any pressure. He was going there because remember, on the gloves were off. The most important thing, which people didn't really catch on, is when he said to Anthony Joshua, "I want to dethrone the king." Yeah, those are powerful words. So when you have that mentality. Or say you want to dethrone it. You're not the king right now, but you want to dethrone the king.
Do you think in this instance, given the fact that people now have a different view of Daniel, and he is now, I think he won legitimately the title by beating Hrgović, and it was just a matter of order that he didn't necessarily get the belt in that instance, and ultimately got it awarded outside of the ring. Do you think he's under more pressure now as a result of the circumstances he finds himself in, where the expectation levels have raised on him?
Yeah, he's got pressure on now.
Yeah.
He has to deal with that.
And how do you think he will deal with that?
I think he's the only guy who listens to his dad.
Yeah.
So he's gonna be his dad will be in his ear 24/7. Just chatting with him. His brother, he loves his little brother as well. So you'll be there. So we'll see.
His dad's a huge influence on him. He's around him every day to day in the gym. And I think that his dad was actually very instrumental in the victory, over Jarrell Miller, when things like, and Filip Hrgović, where his dad sort of like says one thing to him, and he's he has a big effect on Daniel. I think that he's a huge part of the team. I think what Don Charles has done with him as well, not just physically but mentally, he's developed. He has gone from boy to man now, and that self-belief now is on another scale.
Do you think that's right, Derek? I mean, ultimately, we make this big stock, or a lot of stock is made. I don't know if you agree with it, that Daniel Dubois is a different fighter. I'm not sure Usyk's a different fighter. Usyk is what he is, isn't he? He's an elite fighter, but...
Yeah, but Daniel's a different fighter, but let's not make no mistakes about this. He's fighting one of the best fighters. So he has to do something amazing to win this fight. Do you understand? So he has to go in there and do something which has never been done before.
Yeah.
Yeah.
By nobody.
By nobody.
What did you make of the first fight with Daniel Dubois and Usyk? And what do you think that Daniel has to do differently?
Daniel has to use his jab. The jab, and then slow Usyk down, body, hit him to the body and stuff like that. But at the same time, Usyk has been watching this video, the last fight, 24/7.
But you've been in the ring, you've shared the ring with Oleksandr Usyk, so you know his strengths, you know his weaknesses. What do you think that Daniel has to do? Do you think he has to go out there and take the fight to him early, take control?
He has to take the fight to him, and he has to survive. Yeah, because if you're not fit, you can't survive.
Yeah, because of the way he makes you work.
Yeah.
I mean, it's said that you were the blueprint for how to fight him. And in fact, Usyk, when he was last in here, talked about his most difficult fight being you. But I want to also bring up the subject of the low blow. Let's have a look at the VT of the low blow, and I want to see what your thoughts are on it, Derek.
Yeah, listen, it's a low blow.
You think it's a low blow?
It's a low blow, because where did it start from?
Where did it land?
Yeah.
So I don't think it was a low blow.
You don't
Look,
think...
Here. There, that is in the pit of the stomach.
No,
right?
it's not.
That was not in his nuts, mate. The
It
nuts
started off at the bottom, yeah? Yeah? It started off here.
Yeah, it started there, but it never connected. Where it connected, have a look at where it connects. That shot,
Listen,
man, that was in the stomach.
But anyway, listen, it's all said and done. There's a rematch on. That's it. There's no point of arguing about spilled milk, my friend.
Yeah, and we make a big deal. A lot of us make a big deal about the fact that was a defining moment of the fight. But I still believe, irrespective of... Derek, you can answer this question. If Usyk had to get up and the referee had said to him, get on with it, rather than what he did, which would allow him time, I still think Usyk has the capability and the chops to have found his way through that problem.
You'd have found himself through that problem. You'd have run away,
and regained his composure.
Yeah, regained composure. 100%.
Derek, I want to get your take on some of the mind games that are going on. Here's a little reminder of some of the things that are being said.
You know you were hurt, because I heard what you said. You know.
It's your opinion.
No. It's your opinion. No, it's my opinion. Yeah. It's your reality.
Not my reality.
What's your minute of fame?
Stop. It's my time.
The referee went, and then you went. And then he said,
See you 18, yeah, July,
yeah,
maybe 19 July.
The acting you did that night, you've heard of the Oscars, right? The Emmys. You should be given an Oscar.
I win this fight for right my hand, like a jab, bam, enough.
Nobody's denying that, but die shall not cheat.
A couple of things. If you were on the receiving end of that, you got one of his entourage, with all due respect, that he won't know. He'll know Don Charles as his trainer, giving it to him in the green room upstairs here. You've got Don Charles calling him a cheat and awarding an Oscar. If you was on the receiving end of those sort of observations, would you get...
Oh, no. I'll just enjoy it because they are hurting. Do you understand? I mean, like, this the claim to fame. Yeah? I mean, like, the other big guy, that's Don Charles' son. You know, that's what he's good at. You know, he tried to box, he didn't really make it. And now he's good at chatting. But I don't know why they're crying over it.
They're trying to get him going, aren't they? They think they
won't get him going.
They're trying to get a bite. Because, I mean, he did engage, he did bother. I mean, if it was, I don't know about you or me, if it was somebody that I didn't particularly have any concern about what they were saying, I said, can kill us, what you think? But Usyk got involved. Do you think any of these will annoy him, get under his skin? Because he did get involved, didn't he, Spence?
Yeah, absolutely, he got involved. You know, and it's the first time I think we've seen Usyk even semi-rattled, if you like, because he did bite up there. George Fox, Don Charles' son, who Derek was just saying there, played a good game there. You know, because he come here purposely to try and get inside the head of Usyk, try and rattle the team, and in some ways, it did work. Is that going to have an outcome on the fight, or how Oleksandr Usyk? Of course, it's not.
He's a consummate professional.
Absolutely. You know, he's going to go in there with that game plan, and he can adjust and he can adapt. And I think this is all about whether Daniel Dubois can adjust and adapt. I think that's pretty much where we're at with this one.
Listen, what I'm saying is this, yeah. To beat Oleksandr Usyk, you have to be mentally disturbed in your head. Yeah?
You have to be mentally disturbed.
Yeah, because you have to understand.
Or to take the fight in the first place.
Yeah, because when I saw him a couple of months ago,
I
had a coffee with him, we were just chatting. The guy lives in Ukraine.
Yep.
Yeah. He goes, before I came on the plane, I was sleeping in my house, and then those missiles were going over my house, and I didn't want to go in the bunker. I was like, I'll just go to sleep. There's some craziness, isn't it? I mean, like, now imagine you're in your house in Barna, Timbuktu, and then missiles going. What are you going to be like?
Yeah, he's cut from very different stuff.
Yeah, exactly. So, and then remember, so you have to come in there looking to go to the other side, because he's looking to go to the other side.
But it's all relative, isn't it? I mean, Daniel's cut from his particular cloth, and the experiences he has in his life won't be. I mean, I know we're saying that in a war-torn zone, you're built from different stuff. But Dubois, I mean, anyway, let's not speculate on what these guys are thinking right now. Let's have a little listen to what Don Charles was saying the other day on Fight Night on talkSPORT.
The main challenge this week is Mr. Oleksandr Usyk, who's an unbeaten fighter, a genius of a fighter, a very clever person. Away from boxing, his IQ is very, very high. Yeah, like I said, this man, I don't for 1 minute, I know I've said a lot of things about him, or I'm not going to regurgitate based on my feelings from Poland, what we experienced in Poland. I'm a human, I have feelings. And I hold very strong opinions of what happened in Poland 2 years ago. But we fast forward to here. I really fully respect the man. Daniel Dubois fully respects him, but I'm afraid it's our turn. This is our home. If this was football, we played away 2 years ago. This is a return match, which happens to be on our home territory. Okay, and you're going to see a show. Daniel Dubois is promised, and he's going to put on a show and seize the moment. Carpe diem. He's going to grab those titles. He wants it. We feel it. He's told us so, and we're behind him.
The most concerning part of that video is what Gareth A. Davies is wearing. It's getting worse. How do you think Daniel's got to approach this fight tactically? People talk about the fact, and I mentioned it earlier on in this conversation, about you were considered to be the blueprint, a big heavyweight, leaning on him, making him feel the size and scale of you. How do you think Daniel's got to approach this fight?
He has to not get his feet moved. Because Alexander's got a system of moving around.
Yeah.
And then suddenly, he'll move this way, and then suddenly, by the time you adjust your feet, he hits you. By the time you move this side, he'll hit you again. So,
has he got a jump on him?
Pardon?
Has he got a jump on him from the first bell?
He gotta to.
Yeah.
He has to. But if you don't, he has to. At the same time, you have to survive with him. Because if you don't, he's gonna knock you out. You lose concentration.
Has he got? I mean, has he got the engine to go down? The perspective is, and I think we think this as well, Spence. And correct me if I've misinterpreted your view on it. That he's got to get him out there in 5 or 6 rounds, and if it starts to go longer into the fights, it becomes more of a problem for him because Usyk starts to pose the problem, starts to get him working at a level that he might not be comfortable with. Does he have the engine to work at a level that Usyk takes you to?
Well, this is what he needs to do. So he has to impose himself early. He's got to stamp his authority because Oleksandr Usyk will come out, and Usyk does this every time he starts a fight. He takes the centre of the ring and he's making his opponent work, and he's feinting and flicking around, and he's keeping his opponent busy all the time, but making him work hard without actually doing anything. So Daniel has to take that away from him. Yeah. He's got to impose himself early, take it there. There's got to be educated pressure because Derek will know better than anyone who's shared the ring with him. But you go in there and you make any little fundamental mistakes with Oleksandr, and then he'll make you pay, and then he'll take control, and then once he gets that rhythm, he's a difficult guy to break. But for me, for Daniel, and I think that they'll recognise this as well, he's got to go out there, but he's got to let him know who's boss straight away. He can't go on the back
Can
foot.
he win on points, Daniel?
Nah.
No, got to knock him out.
You won't win on points, no way.
Oleksandr Usyk. Is time his enemy? Is the biggest component part of the challenge that Usyk has that Father Time's caught up with him? He's had 2 fights with Fury that have been difficult fights. I mean, I think he's won both of them, don't you?
Yeah, absolutely, yeah.
But they will have taken their toll to some extent. Is that the biggest challenge that he has going into this fight? That maybe Father Time's caught up with him?
No.
No?
He's a warrior. How old is
Sure.
he? 30,
38.
38. I don't think so.
I mean, I know that comparatively speaking, in terms of skills, there's no comparison. But Deontay Wilder's got old overnight, hasn't he?
Well, I think if you're henching your bets on that, or if Team Dubois were henching their bets on him getting old overnight, that's a huge gamble because we've seen no signs.
They won't be doing that, will they?
Even in the return fight that he had with Fury, he was actually better than the first fight he had with him because he is that guy that can work things out. And, I think that he's better second time around. I think this is all about really not Oleksandr Usyk because you're going to get the same guy. I think this is about Daniel Dubois and what he can do differently to try and get victory. Because I believe Usyk will be... I don't think we're going to see any signs of him slowing down.
Nah, listen. Both fighters have 2. AJ had 2 fights. Did not change anything.
No.
Tyson Fury had 2 fights. Did not change anything. Daniel, he's got a second fight now. Why is he gonna change? What is he gonna do different from what he did not do last time? That's what I wanna know. You understand? Because to beat Oleksandr Usyk, you have to be different. Yeah? You know, because
And we've not seen different yet.
we haven't seen different.
Yeah.
The close different was me.
Yeah, exactly right.
Yeah.
Exactly right.
Yeah, so we have to see that.
Well, let's hear from someone else who shared a ring with him as well, which is Tony Bellew.
He fights AJ, he fights Derek Chisora. He beats us all and beats us all up on pride. He fights for his country. You know, what his country's going through is horrific, and no one would possibly understand what he's fighting through, but he is. He fights for so much more than money. He fights for legacy. And that's the biggest thing that drives Oleksandr Usyk, his legacy. And I just think when he gets in the ring with Daniel Dubois, he doesn't have to be there. So everyone hoping and praying that he's going to get old overnight. The fight is the first to know, because things just aren't going right in camp. And he would happily pull the plug without a shadow of a doubt. And I've heard the whispers about Oleksandr Usyk and stuff like that. Boxers go through managers. That's just the way it goes, Spence, as you know. You know, there's some fighters that go through trainers like they do with actual trainers on the feet. That's just the way things do sometimes. For me, I think, listen, Daniel Dubois has a puncher's chance in this fight. There's no denying that. I think for 4 rounds, Daniel Dubois is live and dangerous. After 4 rounds pass, that's when Daniel Dubois starts getting asked questions. And as we've seen in the past, them questions, you know, don't usually get answered.
Right, you, Mr. Chisora, you've shared a ring with him. You've been utilised in many conversations as being the blueprint. He himself has said most difficult fight. What's it like in there with him?
Give us an insight into.
Insight
into sharing the ring with him.
I would have won the fight if there was people in our arena. Because I fought him in
During
lockdown.
COVID, did you?
Yeah. There was,
And it started well for you.
No, I had to. So basically,
Okay, hang on. I can't let you get away with that. Why? I mean, you're talking about a fighter of such unique skill, right? Why do you think you would have won that fight?
Because if I had people in there, that would have
Driven you on?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So for me, when we're training, we're training to win 7 rounds.
Right.
Yeah. And then when I boxed him, I won 6. And the other rounds were a bit closer.
Right.
You know, even his managers came and say, "We thought you won that fight." You know, and I knocked him down, but they say it was a slip. Do you understand?
What was it like for you physically? Because Bellew talks about the levels that he takes you to and spaces that he takes you into, and it becomes all of a sudden you think you're in the fight and boom, you're in trouble. And the things that he makes you do or makes you not want to be party to. What was that like for you? Was it different for you because you adopted a style that people haven't been able to successfully replicate?
I think he hit me with a good body shot in I think it was round 6. Yeah. That was a good one because he bodied up. Boom.
Give us an insight. So Tony Bellew's referenced this as well. He says that, you know, he's great at making you work when he's not even doing anything. He's using his feet and controlling that space. How difficult is that? Does he makes you punch when you don't want to punch, basically?
He makes you punch, but at the same time, you just have to keep punching. You can't stop. You see, in boxing, you just have to hit anywhere, touch anywhere, keep punching, you know, and block yourself and put your. Don't got up in the bugaboo way. It's better.
And his lead right hand, now he's always feinting with that and setting traps and whatnot. How difficult is that to overcome? Like, how difficult is it to read?
Very difficult, because for me, when he was doing that, it was making me work more.
Yep.
And I was getting tired,
Yep.
but I could not show him that. Do you understand? Yeah. And then by round 11, he was just gone.
Yeah.
His work rate just went off the roof, you know. But
AJ said the same thing.
And
like,
Tony
when you
said
get
the
into
same
those
thing.
late rounds.
How in all the fighters that you've been in with, and you've been with most of them, been with AJ you haven't been in with, but how hard's he hit?
How hard does he hit? He don't hit that hard, yeah, but he makes you be afraid of him hitting you because you don't want him to knock you out.
It's more combination punching and not knowing where that shot comes from. The shots that actually, the shots that do the damage are the ones you don't see.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's hear from Frank Warren and Eddie Hearn speaking on talkSPORT last week.
This is it's a big moment in Daniel's career, but he's been in with him before. He knows he can hurt him because he did hurt him in that fight, and I think it's be a great fight because Usyk will do with Daniel exactly what he did with, I believe, with Tyson. That is, he'll come out trying to be the boss. He's not going to go on the back foot. He goes on the back foot, he may have a problem. Because with Usyk, when you push him backwards, he's like 70% of the fighter. And he'll come forward, and I think because of that, you're going to get, it may even wind up being a shootout.
There is absolutely no doubt that Oleksandr Usyk doesn't like it to the body. Yeah. I mean, it's the famous low blow situation of last time. Yeah. Was it low? Whatever. I mean, that was the past. But one thing is for sure, he don't like it to the body. You saw when AJ hit him to the body, he said it was low there, he turned away. Obviously, the borderline shot against Dubois, he was hurt. I mean, one thing's for sure, he didn't cop one in the nuts, right? Whether it was low or not was debatable, but it wasn't. He went down because he was hurt, really, to the stomach, not to the.
And he moaned to the referee.
And he was down for a long time. A long time.
Nearly 4 minutes.
And by the way, when Daniel Dubois fought Usyk last time, confidence-wise, he was probably at 10% that he is now. He was really on the way back.
Spence, how do you see Usyk approaching this fight? Does he come straight out and put Daniel on the back foot?
Usyk has to do that. Yeah, absolutely. I think that's what he'll do. He'll come out there and he'll command. And the reason that he puts his opponents on the back foot straight away is he comes out and he does all this, like I said to you, southpaw style, doing all this feinting and keeping the fighter guessing. And he controls that space. And so straight away he's got his opponent working. He's working very hard without actually doing anything. But
does he put himself in the way of an opportunity for Daniel by doing that, though, doesn't he?
No. I think that if anything, if he comes out and goes on the back foot, Daniel will get momentum, and that's where Daniel's going to be at his strongest. I think that this is all going to be about who takes centre of the ring, and I think that Don Charles and their team will listen. Without giving anything away, that's what they're going to need to do. They're going to need to go out there and take that control of the centre of the ring and make Usyk work on the back foot as opposed to Usyk doing it to him. Because I think whoever gets hold of that centre ring at the start of the fight is in control.
If Daniel comes out victorious, which we hope, I'm assuming you do too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Where do you think it sort of ranks in the sort of pantheon of great British boxing achievements?
I think he goes to number one.
Yeah.
Listen, we go back. What was it? September 27, 1986.
Lloyd Honeyghan, which I went to.
Yeah, Lloyd Honeyghan, Don Curry.
Don Curry, yeah.
Atlantic City. You look at that, and that was a huge upset. Absolutely. I'm with Del Boy. I think that if Dubois pulls this off, it's up there.
You sparred with Daniel, haven't you?
Yeah.
How impressed were you by him?
Very good. He was okay.
In what way?
Because at that time I was sparring a boy. Now he's a man.
Yeah.
How heavy-handed is he?
He's very heavy-handed.
A lot of people that I've spoke to.
No, Daniel's very heavy-handed. More like he's very heavy-handed, and he puts his punches very, very selective and very nice. You know.
If Daniel wins, do you think we see the third fight?
Yeah.
We do?
Yeah, there's a rematch. There's a rematch clause in that.
Yeah. Definitely.
Yeah. There's a rematch clause in that, 100%.
And what about for Daniel if he loses?
You can go back to the drawing board.
Yeah. 27 people, forget that.
He's achieved
a lot.
I know he is, yeah.
He's achieved a lot, and I'm with Del Boy, and he is a man now, and he's developed, and the confidence is through the roof and all that. If he loses, he goes back, he rebuilds and comes again. He's still a danger for any heavyweight out there, and I think that's the journey for Daniel. But I think in his mind, in his team's mind, he's not losing on Saturday. They are. He's.
Well, he won't be thinking anyway.
But some fighters, if it's sort of like reality kicks in now, you know where they're getting in. I've seen him in the gym. I see what they're working on. This kid, they think they've got this for sure.
Has Derek told us who he thinks wins? Have you told us who you think wins?
I'm not doing that again.
Why not?
we got it wrong last time. We jinxed it.
My horse didn't come in, so I'm not doing that again.
If you were just contemplating it amongst friends, who would you likely think would be the winner?
Listen, save money on Usyk.
Listen, let's rephrase that then. Do you think Daniel has the capability of winning?
Listen, if you had to put your house on, money on, you'll put your house on.
Everyone's going to go.
Yeah, so save money.
But if you wanted an outside punt, you'd put it on the
Can I let me tell you something? The last time we had this conversation on this table, I ended up talking to certain people in North London, so I'm not doing this. I'm a born again, I don't gamble, I don't do no bets, I'm fine.